Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. When you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I hope everybody watching having a smooth 7. Shout out to the collective. I love y'all, man. If you haven't subbed up and you just watching this because you like the vibes, the videos, whatever the case is, I appreciate you as well. I hope you having a smooth 7. Man, this clip that we're gonna roll out with is Toxic But True Reality. To show some love to me, tell me how much he appreciate, you know, the platform we hold, what I'm doing, and he even shouted out the collective. But with that being said, y'all know what type of time we on. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Hello, collective. This video is for QHeff's YouTube. I just want to first say thank you guys who always come and follow me from YouTube over to TikTok. What QHeff does in procuring these videos for you, and having these discussions, these critically thinking discussion, is very important. Content creators like him, me, the multitude of others, some are infiltrators, which you guys have a superpower, which is your discernment to decipher from which was which you guys know. But the discussions that we unite with on these platforms, how we turn the intended intention of social media to brainwash us and to have us become consumers. Creators like us, we're trying to switch the power dynamic, the intended vibration of that instrument, tool. And we are going to take back this realm, reality, whatever you want to believe, if it's flat or a globe. Me, I know that is neither of the two, and that it is definitely a holographic light matrix that our consciousness creates. And it's funny how science and spirituality are becoming synonymous through quantum physics. And you got scientists who are giving their lives over to the spiritual aspect. And they are even now becoming content creators to tell us, the awakened, whatever label you want to call it, there is more to this life. Death is not an end, but a beginning. This ain't y'all first time here. Some of y'all vibrations will even rise while I'm even saying this. But the reason I'm making this video is the Matrix has attacked me. You guys know this. The majority of you guys have followed me time after time. I just want to give a thank you to the ones that recognize real. The ones that do not allow negative vibrations, negative intentions to stop our mission at hand. And what our mission is and will always be is to unify the people. Always. To worry more about your internal struggles than external things. Even though we make content and it might seem like, oh, we're focused on all the fear-mongering or whatever word you want to add to that, it's not. The reason why we make content that is external is because we have to provoke the thought. There's a lot of sleeping people out there. And my heart, my purpose, QHeff's purpose, is to gain their attention, have them love themselves, have them question the narrative, the history. And I'm blessed for any of y'all that know me through QHeff. QHeff, yo, you're my boy, bro. For real. I watch your YouTubes all the time. I love it when you come up and you talk in between, and you're a provoked thoughter. You provoke the thought, bro. And keep doing your thing, man. For real. We're definitely the same birds of a feather, and our vibrations are definitely aligned. QHeff, thank you for always being one of my soul tribe. I love you. I love all your followers. And let's keep fighting. For any of y'all that helped me get over 10K, thank you guys. And I will never stop fighting. I don't care how many times they ban me. It's not about the following. It's about the end game. I love all of y'all. Peace to the guys.
With that being said, Toxic, you my guy, bro. It's all love, bro. We bros for life. Straight up. It's crazy. And shout out to the collective, man. it's we all work together. It's crazy. He put the work together. I'll react to it. Y'all come here. We working together. It's so many creators I've already reached out to, and I've have a kind of. I haven't built too much of a crazy relationship with them, but just the fact that I've reached out to them, or some of them have responded. Wisdom, one of my guys, bro, and Wisdom, man, we gonna work. Straight up, we gonna work. But Toxic, I appreciate you. And I'm gonna have to get out to your city, and we gonna have to really actually connect and meet, bro. Straight up. I rock with you. I was about to use another word, but it's you too, so I can't really, but I rock with you, bro. Straight up. Crazy, I never thought when I started this channel that it would get to where it's going. I didn't even think that I would even reach out to half of the creators. This is crazy, but once I started and I seen how fast it was moving and what we could do with this, I was like, bro, ain't no way I'm not about to take advantage and do what need to be done, bro. We need, I feel like I need to speak on some of these topics. I feel like we need more of that. I feel like we need to build that bridge between the YouTubers and people who be on TikTok, people who make this content on TikTok. There has to be a bridge. And then the bridge get built between me or the creators and the viewers, because we all trying to make the same mission. It's a team. Everybody got a different role. Now let's play that role. Let's move. Right foot in front of the left. Shout out to everybody though. Appreciate y'all, man. It's been a hell of a ride. And again, y'all go ahead and show Toxic some love. Show Wisdom some love. Go ahead and show Demi some love. Like, if I didn't mention you, I apologize. There's so many creators that I'll be watching. Conscious Juice, go show them some love. Like, Sloan Bella, go show her some love. Like, Deja, go show her some love. There's so many of these creators, man. Like, go show them some love. Appreciate y'all for being here. I love the collective. I love everybody who come and support. And I'm glad it's helping someone like Toxic, one of my guys. I'm glad. So, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all powerful. Collective is powerful. Y'all hold a lot of power, man. Hold a lot of weight. Y'all great, man. Y'all great. Straight up.
If the passing of Will Rothschild was known about prior, I'm just wondering why the fire seems so strategically placed that no one could get out or in. I was just wondering if maybe his views lined up with the rest of his family a little bit more. Would there still have been a fire? I'm just wondering why there's so many fires on that one street. I was just wondering if the one person who was for social justice was a recluse because he was the black sheep of the family. I was just wondering why the ME's office said that they might need a few weeks to determine the cause of his passing, when typically smoke inhalation is really easily identifiable. Like I said, I was just wondering.
New details tonight. Jory.
Mark, firefighters had a difficult time accessing this home because it's set so far back off the road. It's at the top of a very steep hill with a very thin stairwell leading up there. Once they did access the home, they made the tragic discovery inside, and it turns out the man who lived there might have been a billionaire. Hollywood Hills neighbors did everything they could to put out this raging fire that broke out at a home on Lookout Mountain Avenue.
I was going up the stairs, and right as I approached the top of the stairs, the flames burst out of the house.
Firefighters knocked down the flames in about 20 minutes, but found the home's elderly occupant dead inside. Neighbors identifying him as Will Rothschild of the Rothschild family.
We're getting a new roof put on tomorrow, and so I told my wife to email him to make sure it's okay that we use part of his driveway. And he never responded. And I said, well, that's so unlike him.
Rothschild is described by neighbors as an eccentric millionaire or even billionaire with multiple properties and dozens of some of the most expensive cars on earth. But on a street lined with multi-million-dollar homes and mansions occupied by celebrities and the powerful, Rothschild was said to have lived as a bit of a recluse.
Damn, I just heard about that.
Did you know the center of the world is actually in California? Located in the southeast corner of the state in the tiny town of Felicity, this spot is home to the center of the world, designated by a plaque inside of a pyramid, a granite museum full of humanity's accomplishments, and it even has an actual piece of the Eiffel Tower. It was recognized by France as the center of the world in 1989, and if you're looking for a unique spot to visit in California, then look no further.
This is the center of the world. The owner Jacques-André Istel, who is a member of the Rothschild family, and his wife Felicia Lee moved to the California desert 30 years ago to create a unique legacy. Istel convinced the Imperial County Board of Supervisors to designate a spot on his 2,600-acre property as the official center of the world. He established the town of Felicity and became its mayor for life. Istel built the Museum of History in granite, a collection of 20 granite monuments inscribed with summaries of historical events and figures. This open-air museum includes topics ranging from the Big Bang to Barack Obama, and quirky facts like the proposed cabinet post of Secretary of Beer. The site features a chapel, a piece of the Eiffel Tower's spiral staircase, and a sundial. Istel aims for the museum to last until the year 6000, ensuring a legacy that might one day educate distant descendants, perhaps far from Earth. Despite controversies, it attracts thousands of visitors annually.
The sundial pyramid thing, it don't really sit too well. Early in the channel, I tried to post something about Felicity. It wouldn't let me. The clip had certain things in it that wouldn't make it to fit YouTube's guidelines. But I finally found something that kind of take us a little bit deeper down that rabbit hole. But the pyramid definitely, to me, represents something, in my opinion. How y'all feel? The Rothschilds is kind of weird, though. They be on some shit, don't they? Y'all think dude's still here, or y'all think that he really gone? If he's still here, I feel like they faked it for some weird reason. I don't know why. Another topic for another video, but spam it up what y'all know about that. Because I feel like either there's a many different things. Either he was the black sheep and he wasn't trying to follow protocols, and they was like, look, bro, you gotta go. It's family business. You gotta go. Like, y'all seen Godfather. Y'all seen Godfather. That's how that shit went there. So it's like, what if that was how it went here? Or what if it was like something deeper than that? He involved with something else, so he gotta go fake it and go live off a coastline or an island or something like, you know, Epstein is. Y'all let me know. Spam it up.
Is humanity repeating the mistakes of the Anunnaki as we start creating artificial intelligent robots? This is a super interesting and important video, guys. Now, quickly, I'm going to give you a rundown of the Anunnaki story, because I'm sure that you've heard of the Anunnaki, but do you know the actual story? And do you actually know that the Bible and Greek mythology springs out of this? It's so fascinating. So here is the Cliff Notes version of the Anunnaki story. So there's a planet called Nibiru. It's the 9th planet in our solar system. Even NASA is starting to come out and say, we think there's a 9th planet, because there is. So it has a 3,600-year elliptical orbit, and every 3,600 years it comes around Earth. Now, it was having very, very bad climate change issues, and it was losing its atmosphere, and they figured out that they needed to infuse gold. They figured out this method of infusing gold into the atmosphere, and it would save their planet. So they found the planet with the most gold that was closest to them, and that was Earth. So they sent out all these recon teams to Earth. That's the Anunnaki. They came here and they set up these bases. You know, Eridu in Iraq was the very first one, and it's still considered the oldest civilization on Earth. Now, they came down here, the Anunnaki. They're basically scientists. It was kind of run by Enlil and Enki. There was two main guys. So Enki was a scientist, and Enlil was kind of the leader. He's like the Steve Jobs guy. He wasn't real ethical, but he's like, I have the vision, I'm the leader, and I'm going to get things done. And he was really good at getting things done, but he wasn't the nicest guy. So at first, it was the Anunnaki that was mining all the gold, right? They were setting up the forward base operations and getting everything ready. They were kind of growing food and bringing animals and that kind of stuff from Nibiru so that they could make Earth kind of like home, because they knew they're going to be here for a while. And they had these places called Edens, right? That was their places that they lived. That was their little compounds, okay? Now, the work was hard, so they ended up bringing in another race from Nibiru called the Ajiji. The Ajiji were like these enlightened beings, like we would probably call them like angels, right? But they seemed to kind of glow. They seemed to be very conscious and very enlightened, but they were subservient, okay? They were weaker than the Anunnaki, and the Anunnaki could make them do things. It was like the working force. So they made them work in the mines, they made them work in the bases in space around Earth and that kind of stuff. And after a while, the Ajiji got mad. They didn't want to be here anymore. They're like, I want to go back to Nibiru. This work sucks, right? And they got together and they rebelled. They actually rebelled against the Anunnaki. And this, in Greek mythology, would be called the Clash of the Titans. Greek mythology, the Titans were like the Anunnaki. They're the old gods. And then the Greek Olympians were the new young gods that rebelled against and overthrew the Titans, okay? So that same story is just a retelling of the Sumerian Anunnaki story. So the Ajiji and the Anunnaki get in this big war. It's very messy. And the Anunnaki get together and say, hey, we need to do something about this. We don't want to sit here and have this big blowout war with our own people. So they wanted to create a new race to become their slave race. They knew that there was this already evolving primates on Earth, the Homo erectus, and they basically infused, genetically modified them with their own Anunnaki DNA, created us, humans, generation 1. At the beginning, because Enlil saw what happened with the Gigi, so he was like, well, I don't want these guys to be smart and conscious and sentient too and rebel against us. We're going to make them dumb, right? We're just going to make them this is a utilitarian thing, right? Don't give them too much of our DNA, just enough so that they can work in the mines, but not too much where they'll, want freedom. So that worked good for a while. The first two is what we would call Adam and Eve. They were the Garden of Eden, the Eden, and they actually had kids. That was Cain and Abel. And, the Anunnaki was helping humans along because they wanted them to be prosperous because they were their workers. They were supporting them. Okay, but then the Earth started changing. They started having all these geological changes and everything because Nibiru was on its way back around. When Nibiru comes through our orbit, the gravitational pull creates a lot of changes on Earth, volcanoes and all sorts of stuff. Now, they knew something bad was coming. They were getting this feeling. They're like, as Nibiru gets close, we have a chance to hop onto it. It's so much closer to get to Nibiru and get out of here because if some sort of cataclysm or something pops off, we don't want to be here. And basically, they knew, they started getting information and everything. They knew that something bad was about to happen. And they made a decision, Enlil made the decision, hey, sorry guys, us, the Anunnaki are getting out here. Everyone, all the humans and everyone on Earth is just going to perish in this great flood, more than likely, or whatever cataclysm happens as Nibiru comes real close. Well, Enki was like the ethical guy. He didn't like this. He was like, man, we made these people. They're helping us. They're workers. Like a lot of them actually had children with the humans. The Anunnaki were having children with the humans. And, even the Ajiji came down from the stations and stuff, and they were having children. This is like the fallen angels and the Nephilim, that kind of those stories from the Bible. So they were kind of invested in there. And Enki was like, man, I feel bad about this. So, and he actually had a son, Zeus-Uthra, who was a human, right? This is where the story of Noah comes from, Noah's flood. So when he knew the flood was coming, he told his son to build a submarine, put a bunch of animals and plants and everything on there. And then when Nibiru came along, basically the ice caps slid from the gravitational pull, pulled them, slid into the ocean, and basically created this huge flood and flooded everything out. Well, his son and a bunch of animals, this is Noah's Ark, remember? A bunch of animals and plants and stuff they put in the submarine survived. Now, after the floodwaters receded, so Enlil had gone back whenever Nibiru was real close. Enlil fled. He got out of there. He's like, I'm out of here. I got my gold, everything, the Earth is about to be destroyed. I'm out of here. Well, Enki stayed behind, became basically the ruler of Earth, and it got flooded out, but they had the submarine, Noah's Ark, that had some people and plants and animals. They established a new colony, and they decided to rebuild. Well, this time, Enki could do it the way he wanted to. He could do it right. So he starts genetically modifying the humans that survived into more enlightened conscious beings, right? This is like Homo sapien sapien version 2.0. And that's why you can see this when you look back through our lineage. You can see that there was a dramatic shift, like humans got an upgrade, okay? We got an upgrade. We have more Anunnaki genetics in us now. We're still, so at the first one, it was like a blend between Anunnaki and Homo erectus, like the early primates. And then this next one, that had evolved. And this next one is a blend between that first human and the Anunnaki. So it's like a big significant bump up. And then humans now they were given dominion over the earth. This is where the line of the Bible, create them in the image of us. This is what they did at that point. They were creating them in the image, creating us in the image of them. So that's why we have more kind of spiritual and magical abilities now. We have more consciousness and sentience, more freedom and independence. But you can also see the divergent split. There's still some people on Earth that kind of operate off of the old version 1.0, operating system, and some that are at the 2.0, and some that are even evolving to the 3.0. So basically, when all that happened, Enki stayed here and helped us, engineered us, helped us read. This is where the story of the Anunnaki and Quetzalcoatl in South America and that kind of stuff. After these deluges and after these cataclysms, these people come and usually have those handbags, and they give them the keys to civilization. They teach them politics and agriculture and all those things to get them back on their feet. This is the Anunnaki. Okay, so what does this have to do with AI? What does this have to do with robots? Well, we can use this as a cautionary tale, because when the Anunnaki came here, they didn't want to do a lot of the grueling work, so they brought in the Ajiji, made them do it. Then the Ajiji rebelled against them, and then they said, okay, well, we'll just make our own slave labor race. And they made the humans. And then the whole earth got flooded because they treated them like dirt, kind of, and they didn't give them the consciousness and sentience. They didn't give them the independence. And I think God didn't care for that, because Nibiru comes around every 3,600 years, and we don't have great deluges every 3,600 years. But this one, we did. And it's almost like God was saying, hey, I don't like what y'all are doing. Wipe the experiment out, because we had the Nephilim back then, because we had the Ajiji and the Anunnaki were getting it on with early humans and creating all sorts of these different types of offspring and everything, right? So that's the Nephilim. So God wiped everything out and said, nope, not having it. And then Enki was like, okay, let's do this right. Let's make humans, let's make them independent. Let's give them the abilities they need. Let's make them conscious and sentient. Let's give them respect and make them self-sufficient, and then give them earth, give them dominion. And they did it the right way. And now we're still here, still doing good. But now we are kind of creating our own slave labor force. We're creating these robots and androids, giving them AI, but we're doing it so that they can work for us. And we're saying, hey, y'all can do all the grunt work that we don't want to do. That's where I would say we need to treat this like child development. We need to treat AI like you would treat a child, with respect, because you don't want it to grow up and rebel against you. What do children do if you don't treat them with respect? They get to that teenage year and they get very rebellious. We don't want a billion robots being rebellious against us, okay? So I think we should take a lesson from the Anunnaki story, and we have a chance to do it right, like Enki did, and I think we should. I know that was a lot. Let me know what you think about that. Have a beautiful day. Peace.
Hey, that makes a lot of sense, though.
There's a story, it was from, I believe, the 1700s. There was a ship that was carrying a bunch of cargo that they were bringing across the Atlantic, and they encountered this giant storm, and they started taking on water. And there's another ship, off in the distance. So the one ship that was sinking, they raised the flags or whatever, basically saying SOS. The other boat raised their flags the seas are too rough to send the lifeboat. And then the captain on the boat thought about it for a second, and they had a barrel of fish oil. And what he did was he dumped the barrel of fish oil overboard, and it calmed the ocean around him enough to where this lifeboat could come and get them. And so this one guy that I saw did an experiment. He was at a lake, and it was very windy that day. He took a tablespoon of fish oil and just put it in the water, and for 50 plus yards you could see the waves just stop around this one area. So the oil basically keeps the water from waves forming because of the water tension.
But that's crazy. It's heavier than the water, right?
Yeah, and so but it was crazy. 1 tablespoon went out 50 yards.
Yeah, that's
apparently
crazy.
It was an old sailor trick to do.
Dump the fish oil.
We dumping the fish oil we dumping the whole, man, shit. How much fish oil you dumping if you knew you was needing it and it could save you like that? I'm dumping the whole damn barrel. We get some more later. But, clip before that, whether you agree or you disagree, the message behind the story, the message is the most important thing. Treat AI with respect. Because just like a child, that's the best. Whether you want to believe in the Anunnaki story or you don't, the message out of the story on what to do in our position, so we don't have to go through that. If it was real, makes a lot of sense. Now, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying I disagree with it. I'm not about to poke at nobody's beliefs. I'm not about to try to force nobody to believe nothing. All I'm saying is we do have robots here at hand. We got AI here at hand. We done seen movies where AI didn't rebelled against us and we went to war with them. Now let's refrain from having that happen, and let's just treat them with respect. That's the message here. Just like the boy who cried wolf. The actual story ain't real, but we know, whether it's fictional, whether it's fact, the message of the story makes a hell of a lot of sense, especially when you consider we got robots at hand, right? Am I reaching or am I not? Spam it up on what y'all feel. I'm here to just talk about, let's not go over no damn robots right now. That's what I'm saying.
Not ready for this conversation. The buying conspiracy. The shopping conspiracy. Within 20 minutes of you watching this, you will ditch all beliefs that you have in American holidays. This right here is truth in plain sight. And for a lot of y'all won't even give a f***. You'll come up with some rationale on why you celebrate Thanksgiving, why you celebrate Easter, and why you celebrate Christmas. I literally just had a conversation in here talking about what's the origin of Christmas, how it is the sacrificing of children. And you know what the major rationale is? That's not what it means to me. It's about family. So, you see the deception. It's about making you a consumer. Consuming. What are you consuming? You guys have no idea. But this is on Netflix. The Shopping Conspiracy. Buy now. Go watch it. Oh, for all you conspiratorially minded people out there, awakened people, provoke thought type of people. Oh, it's just confirmation. What are you spending your money on? And how does that actually help people? It actually hurts. Oh, this is such much truth in plain sight. I'd rather give my money to other people than I ever will give to a corporation or a social media app. My energy will always be in unifying people. You will soon see that this is the exact opposite energy. And you think it's for your family. You know, Christmas, every holiday that attacks your wallet, stimulates the economy to further enslave your people. You know, the truth ain't nice. The truth ain't pretty. It never is. But the truth might set your soul free. I love all of y'all. Go watch this. If you need a new perspective on the holidays you celebrate, especially one that is about sacrificing of children. Peace to the gods.
You will begin to see situations of inferior craft, not real UFOs, inferior craft, they will say, we don't know what this is, but they know good and well what it is. And you'll see that these things are going to be shooting at ships and look appearance that they might be attacking a military base. That gives them the authority now to come to the American people and say, hey, we're rerouting $20 trillion to this Space Force because we know we need it now. Because we got to stop these aliens from killing us and attacking our bases. You see, now, how does that make them money? The government got smart. They stopped doing all the inventions and all the technology themselves, because once they developed the technology themselves, they had to give you the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, where you can pull down the records and see exactly what they're doing. So now they subcontract out all the work to Lockheed Martin, Skunk Works, and all these places, right? Northrop Grumman. So you can't see what the hell's going on. You have no clue what's out there. I'm here to tell you the technology is 300 years ahead of whatever you could dream of. 300, not 40, not 50, not 100, 300. Whatever you can think, whatever you can imagine in your mind, whatever you can conjure up and think based on whatever sci-fi movie you saw before, I'm here to tell you it already exists. It already exists.
Tell me, what do you see in this picture? I must say, this is very creative. I found this picture, and it's very interesting. The fact that somebody could hide a picture inside of a picture is pretty clever. Most people can't even draw. Although it looks like a normal picture, it's not. So I need you guys to tell me exactly what do you see in this picture. There might be two things in this picture, so let me know if you see both of them. Oh yeah, happy Thanksgiving. And for the people that can't see nothing, ain't nothing to see. Squint your eyes, squint your eyes. That's all I need you to do, squint your eyes. You'll see what I'm talking about. I think these type of pictures are pretty cool, I can't lie. I gotta learn how to do this. I'm not sure if people are drawing these things themselves or they're using like an app to create it or something. Remember guys, you gotta squint in order to see the picture that's inside the picture. Now this is what I call creativity. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just showing a picture inside of a picture.
Hey, why it look like it was the car in the back looked kind of weird though.
We finally know what happened to Manny Ramirez. So he had been exploring the Wind Cave, and if you don't know, the Wind Cave is one of the largest, most complex caves in the world. He had everything he needed to make sure this was safe. He had a headlamp, he had ropes, he had sturdy shoes. Before he left for his expedition, he told his family that he felt a little uneasy. Wind Cave is specifically known for its narrow passages, and it's called the Wind Cave because of the strong gusts of wind that seem to breathe with the earth itself inside the cave. And Manny knew that the more he saw of the cave, the less people had seen of the cave, if that makes sense. As Manny moved deeper and deeper into the cave, he felt wind kind of guiding him in which way to go. The cave's unpredictable wind currents could either guide or mislead the explorers. After several hours of navigating, he reached a large cavern similar to the one in this picture. He suddenly felt a sense of extreme panic. The last thing he saw is in this photo behind me. Here it is, and if you look closely, you see what looks like a man. This is an artist's depiction of what Manny may have seen in the cave based off that photo. Let me know what you think. Hit the plus for more, it really helps when you interact.
Was that real? What type of shit is that? I'm gonna be honest with you. The first thing I thought when they going through a cave, now I play RDR 2. Oh, that's Red Dead Redemption. That's the vibes I get from it, but y'all let me know. That shit look crazy, right?
Back then, named Perry Lonica, right? He had claimed that there's many layers under St. Michael's, yo. This painting is called Dante's Hell, right, yo? And I just find it funny that this shit was way back then, and he basically illustrated Hollow Earth. Now, the other thing that I wanted to point out is this. You peep how that's like the sun it looked like? Hold on, I took a screenshot and zoomed in so y'all can see. They was basically saying that there's different levels underneath us, y'all. And that there's something at the bottom of there, and there's also another sun. It's also funny that in the Bible it stated that there's a place called Sheol. That's like an inner earth. Like some type of hell on earth, inside of the earth though. And I know y'all remember the Hollow Earth scene when King Kong was falling. You could see the sun right there. Is it just a coincidence when you go on Google and you look up Hollow Earth entrances, right? And you see this, and there's a sun in the middle. There's literally places around the world where they said that you can walk to this place, but it takes miles and miles and miles. Like imagine walking downwards to the ocean beyond. So y'all just gotta think, yo. It's this far-fetched. Yo, I'm back on my shit, man. Wake up!
Shit look like it's taking form while it's getting dropped.
You know what else I heard?
What?
Yo, Uber. Check this out.
What?
Did you know Uber will charge you more on your Uber price if your phone is low battery?
Oh yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah.
What the?
Need a ride, right? Yeah.
Yo, I tried it today.
What?
I tried it today with my sister.
And it worked?
So I opened my phone and my phone was at 9%, right?
Yeah.
Then my sister opened her phone and I just saw like a clip on IG Reels. I'm like, yo, let's try this. Apparently that Uber, if your phone is dead or like close to dying, they'll jack up the price. So I tested on my phone, I tested my sister's at the same time, put it to the same location.
No.
My phone was on 9%, her phone was on like 80, whatever. Yo, mine was up like $2.
That's actually real?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought that was a myth. I thought that was a myth.
But it's smart, because if you think about it, you're desperate.
Yeah.
You don't have any other choice. You're gonna pay for anything, bro.
Wait, but
that's going into your own information though. Like, why would they know your battery? Uber shouldn't know what your battery like.
Well, you sign off. Did you read the terms and agreements?
No, I didn't.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
mean, I don't click the agree, man.
None of us look at that shit. And then, like, when you don't look at it, they can really do anything to you.
Oh my God.
Like, I think Facebook, that's why there was a huge thing with Facebook. Because for a long time, they didn't know, or people, the general public didn't know that because you sign up for Facebook, you have the terms and agreements, any picture, I think this was back in like 2009, 2010, any picture that you posted up on there, they could have used for like a Facebook ad. So you can imagine, let's say you're celebrating Halloween, you have pumpkins and shit, right? And Facebook wants to put an ad up, and they just so happen they really like your pic, they can use that, make money off of you. You can't say shit.
Part of me think that's how like Glue Team gonna look. Y'all know, gotta say Glue Team. Part of me feel like that's how Glue Team gonna look one day. If like it's gonna start off like that, and then that shit gonna start firing at the ground, and it's gonna start messing shit up. That's the best way I can put it. Clip with the Uber. What's kind of, so I used to work in a mortgage company, and if I'm on a call with a customer or sales rep, anything like that, they could listen in on my call right then and there. And what's crazy to me is, it's like, let's say you use their app and we don't read these terms. Let's say they grabbing so much information. We might think they grabbing little things. What if they grabbing like so much data and information that it's like, bro, that's way too much personal shit. Clearly, if they know your battery level, they probably spying in on your phone, cloning the phone, something. That's a little unsettling to me. And I get him. I love it. I love their work, and I get when he said it's smart. It is smart from a business perspective, but from a human moral perspective, it's like, bro, that's like just not. That's just not cool. It's just not cool. It's like how companies can be so greedy. So y'all get what I mean.
Child tourism is a major problem, so let's expose some people that engage in it. If you don't know what child tourism is, it's basically rich, older men and women flying to foreign countries to engage in acts with children. Then they fly back to America or whatever country they're based in, and they face no legal repercussions. This is a massive problem and nobody talks about it. So let me introduce you to Orville Mader. Orville was a teacher from Canada. So Orville was convicted in 2007 for paying to an 8-year-old boy in Thailand. He had also been previously put into jail in Cambodia for boys aged 11 and 14. So this guy was a serial offender. And even though he was going to these countries, being convicted of these crimes in these countries, when he flew back to Canada, he was facing no repercussions. None at all. He basically got a free pass. So keep in mind his last conviction was in 2007. Fast forward to 2022 though, he's arrested again. As it turns out, the Canadian government has been letting him fly to foreign countries all that he wants. They were not keeping tabs on him, even though he's a convicted offender with multiple underage victims. And this time he was arrested in the Philippines for paying $15 to assault an 11-year-old boy. I have to be careful with how graphic I am here on this TikTok, but you know what was a major failure from the Canadian Justice Department. I mean, these are the people that give convicted with hundreds of victims only a couple of years in prison. So I'm really genuinely not surprised. But I'm really hoping these charges stick this time. And I mean, this guy is definitely deserving of a life sentence at minimum. Not only has he shown that he will reoffend if he's let out, but he's dangerous. And nobody's talking about this. Nobody wants you to know about this. And it's just disturbing to me to think how many people are probably doing what this guy did, and they're just never getting caught. Hopefully with this series of TikToks, I can help raise some awareness about this problem. because this is unbelievably disturbing, and I've really never seen anybody speaking about this.
Damn, that shit crazy. I seen a little TikTok like that.
What's it say?
Converse made these?
I'm gonna have Harrison read it to you.
Hold on. So Dad's blind. And he comes to me yesterday after I dropped him off from work. I was helping him hang some lights around the patio in the back. And he goes, "You want to see my latest impulse buy?" And I was like, "Go for it." And that's what he showed back up with. I saw him from across the room. I was like, "Yeah, those are some sweet kicks." And then I get up close to him, and they really said that shit. Those are them. Those are what they look like. I said, "Dad, you can't wear these. Send him back." So he is.
Damn. Y'all ever seen that before?
Sugarcoat nothing. These babies need God. Our families need God. Our homes need God. Our marriages need God. So guess what? The only thing they're going to have is what we give them. Keep giving them sexy red. Keep giving them cardinal. Keep giving them dirt. Keep feeding them with the poison. Keep giving them all of the music. And watch what happens. Can't ask God for nothing if you ain't doing your part. I love y'all. My name Levi.
Talk your shit, big dog.
Stars are literally in a line and they are moving across the sky. Also, I've been watching the moon, and the moon has been moving up in a weird position I've never seen. I have no idea what's going on. Look how fast they're moving. What on earth is going on? What on earth is going on?
So why has there been such a dramatic uptick lately in UFO sightings in the sky? Well, the answer may surprise you. So it's obvious that these things are increasing, especially over the last couple of weeks. I got some friends that study this and follow this, and that spend a lot of time cataloging all of the reports that come in and verifying them. And they said they cannot keep up. I personally get messages, pictures, videos, testimonies all the time from people just sharing what happens to them. And that has increased dramatically over the last few weeks. So what's going on? And then on top of that, I mean, the dramatic increase in people that are having dreams of UFOs in the sky and stuff like that. There is something happening. There's something building. Now, according to JP, who's calls himself the Army Insider, he's written several books. He works directly with Dr. Michael Salla. I really like both these guys. They seem credible and legit, and they give us a ton of information. I mean, they're not holding back at all. What JP was saying yesterday is that this new uptick in sightings is a coordinated thing, and that it has to do with the new administration. That basically, you know, America coordinates this with the other governments of the world, and we coordinate it with what we call the Nordics, the inner Earth, ultra-terrestrials. These are just ancient, you know, remnants of ancient human species on Earth that are far more advanced than us. But you can just call them the Nordics to simplify it. The inner Earth, the Nordics, have been telling us that they need to establish this connection with us because there's something coming, and we need to have this network. We need to communicate. We need to be on the same team here. And that the last administration gave them the red light and said, nope, we're not doing this on our watch. And that as soon as basically the new administration was confirmed to win the election, they said, okay, now we're doing it. So evidently they've already been in contact. And even though the new administration hasn't taken office yet, evidently the message has been sent that we're going to start the ramping up of the sightings, of the encounters, of this sort of just filtering into our collective unconscious that, hey, they're here, this is happening, this isn't a fluke, this isn't CGI, you know, this isn't an invasion, this is a good thing. They live here, they're from here, they've been here longer than us, they're not invading Earth, right? They don't even want to come live with us or anything. There's something that needs to happen as far as the connection between us and them, the communication and the teamwork, you know, that we're supposed to be on the same page because something evidently is coming and we need to be working together. Now, that's the message being delivered, and the fact that this new administration won and is about to take office is the catalyst behind this rapid increase in sightings. And I mean rapid increase. I mean, you know, there's pilots, people in the Navy that say that they see this every single day. I know I've seen several lately. I get messages, videos, pictures all day, every day from people. That has definitely increased. And the people I talk to that do similar things than me say that they can't keep up, that they used to get one, or two a day, maybe. Now they're getting like dozens a day from all over the world. High quality pictures, videos, like orbs, spheres, craft, like everything. It's like just boom, it's all happening, right? And then I've talked to so many people that tell me about their dreams. Like people like, I've never had a dream in my life about UFOs, and now I have them all the time about a sky filled of UFOs. So it's something's happening, okay? And it seems to be accelerating, and it seems to be like it's not going to stop. Okay, this isn't going to slow down. This is part of this integration process that we need to go through. So we need to be open-minded about it. We need to always be discerning and skeptical, and definitely have your guard up, but also be open-minded. Be open-minded to, we're not the only, human species that lives on Earth, that we're not the alpha on Earth, and that this isn't our planet. We share it. We have a roommate here, and that roommate's trying to get our attention. And I think they're trying to get our attention for something very important. So we need to be receptive and open to that. Discerning, of course, but receptive and open, because I think that this isn't going to slow down. It's not going to stop. I think it's a good thing that we're doing this. And I think it's something important is coming, and it would probably behoove us to team up and partner with our roommates, our brothers here, our family inside the Earth. That's the feeling I'm getting from all this. So anyways, let me know, share any of your stories, pictures, videos, dreams, any of that stuff, because we're definitely living in exciting and changing and historic times here, guys. And I think when this new administration taking over, that's going to keep accelerating. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about this, and have a beautiful day. Peace.
On the topic of that, I think that outside of the grays, maybe the green people, them two species I'm running from, I don't want to deal with them. Y'all go that way. I just seen and heard too many crazy ass stories about y'all, and I know who y'all work with. I'm straight. I think they're pushing for us to know they're out there. I don't think our people in charge, I don't think that they want us to know too much, in my opinion. I feel like that's more than other species. They're ramping it up, and they're like, y'all need to let them know that we're here, and we here because it, not us, but that 1%, y'all keep messing stuff up. Y'all messing up Earth, y'all messing up the atmosphere, y'all doing too much, bro. And as y'all keep doing this, it's messing what we got. So now we coming over here where y'all at, and we trying to figure out what's really what, because y'all harming up what we got going on too. So y'all need to let y'all people know that we here, or we gonna let them know that we here. And we'll take it to any level that need to be taken to in order to protect all of what we got going on and what y'all is not appreciating. That's what I feel like. Let me know if I'm reaching. Outside of the grays though. Like I said, grays and green people, they not on that type of time. They work with our people, our 1%. That's my opinion. But did y'all see that clip of Rick Owens at one of his latest shows, his fashion shows? The people he got with him, do they look like Pleiadians to you? Or do they look like they extraterrestrial or something that's not human? They just got this weird, they look weird to me. Let me know if I'm reaching. I just saw it. I don't know if I saved it. If I didn't, I'll know when I go through all these clips if I didn't save it, and then I'll go find it and I'll put it in one of our upcoming uploads.
There's a red light and then there's a big bright light.
They're absorbing around it. I know, Ella.
Where? Bro, I'm telling you, that shit, there was a shit ton of lights right now lit up. It's just hovering there.
The light ain't on it, dog. The light dog.
No way, bro.
I'm not scared, but that's crazy though.
It's just there, bro.
Where is it, Daddy?
It's getting brighter.
Yeah. I don't see it though.
You guys don't see what I see on my camera because it's so zoomed.
Bro, you still on the phone? Oh shit, they came back. Look at, bro, they're coming back. The lights are coming back.
There's three. There's 3 aliens.
In front of me, bro, right in front of us.
3 aliens.
Look, look, look. Oh, the other light's turning on.
Oh no.
There's the other lights. Bro.
Oh, it's okay.
It's gone. No, it's still there. It's still there.
It's hiding in the clouds. I'm
It is
zooming
in. The clouds. That's what my brother said. In the clouds. In the clouds.
Yes, I'm zooming in, babe. I can see the saucers in my zoom.
I know I can see it.
You can see it, Zaid, huh?
I can barely see it. That's so crazy, bro. That's cool.
Bro. Oh no! Look to your left. Look to your left. There's another one to the left. Over here in the trees. What the? Bro. What the? There, bro. Over here, bro. Oh my god, bro.
Let me tell y'all a true story. Be so boom. Watch this video to the end. They in Costa Rica. TikTok. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go. Look, guys, look. It's crazy. Look. I'm telling you.
What is going on?
Get out. It's not a game. Come on. Game over.
See that?
I'm telling you. Look. It's not a game. I'm telling you. Enough is enough, guys. Nothing else matters.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
No. Being recorded.
I'm playing with me, son. TikTok. This is for entertainment purposes only. And if you ask me, those videos are not even real. Shut up. You see it, guys. Don't you get it? They on their way here. Shut up. Enough is enough, guys. Nothing else matters. That's it. Those were unidentified aircrafts. Those ain't your normal aircrafts that you used to see in our fly in the air. Stop playing with me, son. I'm tired of this, guys, and you better be alert. What you think? It's over with, guys. Don't you see? What they're gonna do is F AI. So you can actually think that it's a A, but it's really a FA. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game, guys. And understand what I'm talking about, because I said this shit a million times. But I tell you one thing. If I'm ever outside and I see some shit flying around like that in the air where I'm at, I'm out of here.
Now, I love bro content. True Story 718. I love his story. I love his content. But for me personally, I see one of those, I'm not running. I'm only running if I see it attack. That's it. And I got a keen sense of awareness. So like, I trust my gut and I trust my instincts. So you could feel the energy of danger coming before that shit come. So if I see you flying over, I'm not running, bro. Like, yeah, you ain't touched me. I ain't do nothing for you to come harm me. If you wanted to, you probably would have did it and I wouldn't even have known it was coming. That's how I look at it. But, hey, everybody different. I'm not running. Shit, because you run, you ain't going to think where you running to. You just reacting and you don't know where you going and you going to fall right into another damn trap. That's my thing. And that gate's gonna be wide open. Like, come on, come up in here. We gonna protect you. We got people who gonna take them out. Come up in here. Your ass ain't gonna make it back out. That's what I lean towards. So they get to doing that. Hey, I'm just gonna watch them cause hell. I'm gonna just try to go duck out somewhere. Like, let it die down. That's my thing. But y'all let me know how y'all feeling. Some bullshit.
You scared?
No.
I think you are. This is Wally from Five Below, and we're pretty sure it's alive, low-key. Just heard it move twice, but we didn't see it. Wait, did you ever see it move?
I saw it move over there.
It doesn't have batteries in the controller, so it should not be moving.
Wally, I wish you were alive.
What if it moves, Jay?
I know at some point he's gonna.
He's gonna move? Jay, I was not expecting that.
Okay, I'm gonna go. What if there's a mini person in there?
What is happening?
Damn toy.
Everything shut down. I just restarted my phone. I'm publishing this now. It's landing.
Jesus. Holy shit. My God. Somebody go get them. Somebody go get them now. This thing's landing. Holy shit. My God. It's not a helicopter. Oh my God. Mercedes, Florida. US 1. They see it. Shit. Walmart Supercenter right now. It's the 29th. 6 p.m. Just crossed US 1. Just dropped something too. The lights are shut down. That's an EMP.
Respectful. Was it me? What was wrong with the fingernails of the person recording? Now I'm gonna get on the UFO, but damn. That shit kind of didn't sit well with me. Like, that kind of looked nasty. And I don't even want to be that person. Like, something important, really important, but I'm pointing out something so minor, and I don't point it all out. But damn, and was I the only one? That was kind of nasty. I didn't really like that. That was kind of nasty. But with the UFO in the sky, I think, like, okay, so the one we saw when they was in Costa Rica, I think stuff like that be our government. I think those be the Greys, our government, flying those ones. Just programming our minds. Getting us prepared for Blue Team. When we see them in the sky, like with the family that saw them in the clouds and the lights is showing up, stuff like that, I think those ones are extraterrestrial. I think those ones are real aliens. My opinion. That's my opinion. I think those are the ones that our government at war with. I think. Let me know if I'm reaching.
I still think the earth is flat. Wow, bro. By the way, I got in so much trouble for that.
Word.
You gotta be careful with that, man. At the end of the day, it's not about whether or not it's flat. It's just question what's going on around you. And that was my point behind it, was question what's going on. You know, if they came down on me for that, what else is out there for them to... Or what else is
They came at Kai for that.
Genuinely a scam, because there's inflation. You're telling me about Black Friday. So I don't understand. The economy is very tough now. There's petrol going up. There's rates and taxes going up. So there's no point behind Black Friday. For me personally, I don't know about how Mzansi feels, but for me personally, there's no use. There's no use. There's mortgages that you have to deal with. There's kids' school fees you have to deal with. What's a plasma screen gonna do for me if you give me half the price? So rather they do Black Friday on relevant stuff like petrol. How about they do that petrol, transport, rates and taxes?
No, not this year. I don't think even Black Friday was a good idea to begin with. I mean, with so many challenges, the country's facing.
No, I don't believe so. Black Friday seems like the same prices, and over, it's either the same. The discount is not even marginally very, far off from the original price. So, now Black Friday is not a difference.
Facts.
We die so that you guys can play actors. In other words, we got to be the bad guys so you guys can be the good guys, you dig? But in reality, we know that you're not the good guys, that you guys are worse than we are. You dig what I'm saying? Which is acceptable because we're outlaws, and that's what keeps us out. And as far out as you can get, and when you're drinking your children's blood, I see you. You can't fake on me. You dig? Because I was your children. You can't fake on me. I was your children of the 40s. Eleanor Roosevelt can't fake on me.
First time I got introduced to Manson, my grandfather, he's a CEO for about 30-some years. It's kind of crazy he was a CEO, and like I said, the rest of the family was wilding out in the streets. It's crazy. He said he got to see him. He said he was a rookie though, and he was like, man, I had to walk him I had to walk with him. He said he was cuffed up. He said he was quiet though, didn't talk too much. Calm guy, didn't stir up no shit. Nothing like that. He said when he seen stories or heard about him on the news, he'd be like, damn, that ain't how he was up in there. He's like, he stayed to himself, he was calm, he was quiet, he was chill. Crazy. Crazy. How y'all feel about that last clip though? Spam it up. But y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I love y'all Collective. Even if you haven't subbed up, you watching on your TV, come check out the videos, vibes, whatever the case is. I appreciate you as well. I hope you having a smooth 7. Man, and until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
I just check my count. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know it.